Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, depending on where you're watching us from. Good afternoon, good morning. I have with me my brother, my friend, Adegoke, and Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 54th edition. And we're looking at leadership and product ideation. Leadership and product ideation. How are you today, my brother?
Hey, thanks. Hi, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for having me. I want to appreciate you for the great work you are doing. Excellent work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, tell us about yourself. Who is Isense?
Okay, I think I've been here before, but I like to introduce myself as somebody who help others with the experience that I've had. Okay, and one of the areas I am focusing right now, based on my own experience, is how to ideate and launch a product for business people, for innovators, for product developers. Okay, and launch a product that the market cannot resist. Okay, so I'm one person that shares my experience, so that people will not make the mistake, that I made, and so that people can have a faster journey based on my experience, basically.
Wow, awesome. Now, tell us, how did you get into leadership? I know you mentioned it before, but I just want to hear from you how you got into leadership. You've been on a show before, but I want you to just share. Yeah.
Okay, so how did I get to leadership? I've shared this often I think in this program before. I used to work for Shell. Okay, maybe I should share a bit of my story for the benefit of the audience. I started off as a young person. Okay, trying to make a difference, trying to be successful. I came from such a lowly background, and I've always wished, to live a better life. And the only way that I knew how to live a better life, based on people I was modeling, is to get a good education and get a good paying job. All right. Okay. I never knew anything about money management. I never knew. All I knew was that, I need to get good education, because for the people I model, I see that some of them have PhD, some of them have good jobs. Okay, so I started, that one thing I knew that I needed was good education. So I was pursuing one degree to the other, and I was pursuing one job to the other. So I started my career with Guinness Nigerian PLC. Okay, and every time I get, to give viewers perspectives, when I got started on my career, I got 3 jobs at the same time. I got with Citizens Bank, I got with Diamond Bank, and I got with Guinness. And my only consideration for which of these 3 options to choose was money. Okay, so I went to Guinness. But every time I have a salary increase, my expenses grow to meet my income. And the next thing I begin to do, was to look for another high-paying job. So I moved from Guinness to FSD, the financial sector. To understand my situation, as far back as 2000, if I had 600,000 in my account, I was broke, but I didn't know what to do with money. So after a year plus in FSD, I moved to the oil sector. Okay, and so when I got to the oil sector, 3 months or 2 months, in that job, I started writing another application. So my boss saw me, who I've told about my career history, and he said, "You have a problem with money." Okay, so that's when I started learning about money. But I got to a point in Shell where I had to be motivated to go to work. This was a job, that pays me millions of naira, but yet I had to be motivated to go to work. All right, but at the same time, I was volunteering in church. and the church, okay, wasn't paying me. But yet I find the job, the church assignment fulfilling. So that's when I began to ask the question, this job is paying me millions of naira. The church volunteer service is not paying me any money. So how come I prefer the work that is not paying me money, okay, to the work that is paying me millions of naira? And so that's why I got to find out that for the job that was paying me millions of naira, I was doing technology job. I was an IT person. Okay, but for the job that I was volunteering, I was giving fulfillment, I was helping people solve problems. It was about people. Okay, and that's how I found out that leadership was about working with people, and helping people be the best they can be, so that collectively, you can do whatever purpose you want. So that's how I got attracted to leadership. I found out that it was about people, and what gave me fulfillment was about people, and that's why I got interested in leadership.
Awesome. Yeah, an amazing gentleman. I see you all over the place. Your TV show, your book, where do you get the energy from? You have so much energy. Where is it coming from?
Okay, so again, that takes me back to why I had to leave my paid employment to do this. Okay, like I said, starting off, all I did was chasing money. All right, that's all I did, chasing money. So at a point in my life, I discovered that I was working for the wrong reasons. Like I shared everywhere, universally, for over 15 years of my life, I worked for the wrong reasons, and that was money. Okay, so universally, I've discovered that a lot of people, almost 90% of people, work to survive.
That's true.
Okay, for survival. Okay, then fewer percentage of people also work, after they've overcome survival, they want to expand their life. But the commonality between these two is that it's selfish. It's about me. It's about the person. It's about, survival is about having a better life. It's me. But I discovered that people that find fulfillment in life, work to serve others. So again, that brings it to leadership. So I knew that, life work is about serving others. It's about helping people become what they want to be. So in terms of energy, I found out the reason I'm alive. The reason I'm alive is to help people become more, and get more out of their life. So that's what gives me energy. That's what gives me motivation.
Awesome. To celebrate you, I want to celebrate you. You're very authentic. You're transparent. You are leading from the front, and you are inspiring people like us. We're so encouraged. Now, this product ideation. What's product ideation about?
Okay, so like I told you, everything I do from my personal experience. Okay, so when I've been involved in a lot of businesses, and one of the mistakes I want a lot of people listening to me to avoid is that most of us, have worked in matured organization, what I call adult organization. I give you an example. I started my career with Guinness, and as far as I'm concerned, probably Guinness existed before I was born. So I was working in a matured organization. I left there, and I went to the financial sector. The company I existed for years, before I joined them, another matured organization. I left there, to Guinness, to Shell, a company that has been existing for years, another adult and matured organization. So one of the mistakes that people make is that when they leave such organization and they want to start their own business, they want to give birth, to an adult business. So a lot of people who are transiting don't understand that, there's a formative, just like you conceive, a baby, you give birth to a baby, you cause the baby to grow until the baby become an adult. The same way, it is, to start a business. So the product needs to be ideated, so basically that's big grammar. What it means is that how do you bring a product to the market that the market cannot resist? So it's about understanding that, there's a process in starting a company from ground zero to a mature business. So once you don't understand it, the likelihood is that you will jump into trying to build a business, okay, that has matured, okay, not trying to find out what this business did.
Your network is a bit bad. Sorry. I think his network is bad, but I'm sure we'll be coming back in now. We're on Leadership Talk with Adegoke. This is the 54th edition, and we're looking at leadership and product ideation. Leadership and product ideation. Hyacinth Aneke is my guest for tonight, and he's been speaking from the perspective of, not just starting a business, but, ideation is very important. You need to do a lot of research, put things together before you go out there, and you must be able to fill a gap. A lot of businesses just come out there because they feel that others are doing the business, and it's back. So they just want to also replicate what others are doing. You're back, sir.
Yeah, okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened, Yeah, okay, I'm sure it's there. So I don't know where you got, how, where I saw, where you had last heard me.
Yeah, I want you to face me. You are looking face me, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're talking about product ideation.
Yes.
In terms of how you're able to carry out research and take your business out there to those that really need the business. Because the challenge is that they start off and they don't really have markets. Can you speak to that? Yes.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your camera is off.
Okay. I don't know what happened. All right. Okay. I hope that the camera comes up.
You pressed the.
You said?
I said you pressed the button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So can you repeat your question again, please? Sorry about that.
I'm talking about product, bringing your product to the market. How do you do that? And how long does it?
So, so that's the first thing. Like I said before, a lot of people who have worked in very matured organization want to give back to an adult organization. They want to build an organization that is mature. So you find out that people throw money at opportunities and all that. But when it comes to, launching a product or developing a product that the market cannot resist, before I start the process, I want people to understand something. The first thing I want, the viewers to understand is the fact that what we call business idea is not actually what business idea is all about. Okay, so the first thing is that when people notice a potential opportunity in the marketplace, they say they have a business idea. All right. Okay, so oftentimes they have a slight idea on how to solve the problem. All right. Yeah. So that's a potential opportunity. That's not a business idea. All right. So again, for some people also, when they have product in the market, maybe you want to buy product and sell. They say they have a business idea. Your product also is not your business idea. I will explain, all right? Because there are other aspects of your product that comprises your value proposition. For example, okay, how does the customer want the product? How do they want the product delivered to them? That's part of your value proposition. Okay, even to go ahead, your value proposition, your complete value proposition to meet the needs of your customer is not also your business idea. So what is your business idea? Your business idea is actually how you create the product or the value, how you deliver it, and how you capture value from the market, which is what I call, okay, the business model. So for majority of people that say they are in business, if you ask them about what their business model is, they don't have a business model. They just know that they have a product that they want to sell to the marketplace. So let's go to the process of value product ideation. So the first thing that I tell people, if you want to go into business, you want to launch a product in the market, is to identify the needs that exist in the marketplace.
The gap.
Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, it is called need identification. You need to understand, okay, what kind of job do these people want to do? What, benefit do they want to get? What pains are they going through? You need to understand the customer, all right? So the first thing you want to establish, because when you are starting with an assumption, all right? Because you are assuming that the need exists. So the first thing you want to confirm is that the need actually exists, that the people you think that have the need actually have the need. But what I find out is that even for me, I made the same mistake. When I want to bring the product to the market, okay, what I do is that I assume, okay, that the market has that need, and I go out there, to expend time, expend money, expend effort to bring the product to the market, only to get to the market and the customers will give me the feedback that they don't want it.
Yeah.
So at that time, you are wasted time, you are wasted resources, you are wasted effort, and ultimately the customer says, that's not what we want. Or it might even be what they want, but that's not how they want it. All right? So the first thing is that you need to establish that, there's a match between the need and the people that have the need. That's the first thing that you need to establish. So the first place to start is need identification. Okay, so once you identify that there's a need, all right, so the next question you need to ask yourself is that, do I have a solution to the need? And oftentimes, when it comes to, getting a solution to it, when it comes to product ideation, a lot of people assume solution. But there are different ways to meet that needs. There are solution options. Are you following that? And there's a process to come up with the best solution. So oftentimes many people jump into, once they identify there's a problem, they jump into the solution. All right?
Please, can I stop you?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of people feel that the time of, finding out, sometimes we are wasting too much time, maybe like months or even almost a year trying to find out the gap in the market. So why don't you just go out there? As you go out, you make mistakes and you grow. Can you speak to that?
Okay, so I did a video last week, and I was talking about what entrepreneurship is all about and what is the work of an entrepreneur. The number one work of an entrepreneur, is to find opportunity. Okay, the second work of an entrepreneur is to come up with hypotheses. All right, because those opportunities are potential opportunities, they are assumptions. So you come up with hypotheses. The next thing you need to do is do tests, short, low cost, that gives you high information, within a short period. So you don't need to spend the whole of your savings, the whole of your time, trying to find out who the needs exist. They are short, small tests, low, cost tests within a short period of time, so that you will know if this is actually what the customer wants. And it's, for example, I give you a small example of a simple test. There are different ways you can do a test. You can, judge from a research that has been done in the past about the customer segments. You can go out there, and interview, 4, 5, 6, 10 customers to find out if they have a need. You can do it as an individual, you can do it as a team. You can go and sit with the customers to observe the customers. So if you observe the customers, you can find out whether they have, the needs or not. You can do short experiment that the customers are not even aware. For example, all right, some people just write a simple offer. I have this product, it has these benefits, and say buy.
And connect.
They say buy. And you just want to see whether, then they will not spend 10 kobo, trying to, to produce the product. They just have an idea of the product. They write a short offer and says, this is what the product is, this is what it does, this is the benefit you get, this is the price to it, buy. And that gives you short feedback. So if people begin to order that product, you know that there's a potential in that product. That's a short test. So you don't need to spend all your time. You don't need to spend all your resources, low cost test within a short time that gives you a lot of information. And technology has made this very easy today.
Awesome. Now, brilliant. If you're just joining us, this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, and I'm my guest on this podcast is a good friend of mine, a John Maxwell certified coach, speaker, and trainer, Isent Aneke, and is also, a business incubator. Is showing up massively on this platform, and it's just his book. What's the name of your book, sir?
Start Up to Fortune.
Start Up to Fortune. He's just launched his book, and his book is really doing, a lot of great things out there, solving challenges for businesses. Now, I want to speak to this because I'm also an entrepreneur, and I know that when I started out, I first made mistakes. I spent a lot of money creating products that I realized that nobody was buying. But with hindsight now, I think you are, putting it in perspective, and the picture is much clearer because there's a tendency to want to just show up and get going. But the challenge with that is that if you have a product and no one is buying, it can lead to frustration. So I want you to speak to startup businesses, those who are just starting up. What would you like to say to them?
Okay, so that's why we're bringing this show, their way, all right? So, like I was telling you, the tasks and responsibilities of an entrepreneur. I said the first thing is that, in their daily work, in their daily life, they are looking for needs out there. Okay, I give you an example. A lot of people are complaining about, the role of agents in house rentals in Nigeria, right? Okay, and I was reading which day was that a group of 3 guys, who started with a startup idea, that is called Rent Small Small.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Rent small small. So what are they trying to do? They are trying to remove the headache of agents, where agents stand between you and the landlord. You don't get to see the landlord. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. The first thing that you need to do is that you need to establish. You need to develop the skills of how to identify business opportunities in the marketplace. Okay. In fact, I have a program that I do. I've run it for free for a long time now. I call it Business Ideas Incubator. How to discover business ideas on demand, right? And the first time I advertised the program, they said it was fraud. But a lot of people came to find whether it's true. So there's a science to identifying opportunities, on a day-to-day basis, all right? So I give you an example. I tell people don't look for opportunities, for example, because they don't exist anywhere, all right? But if you want to find opportunity, what do? You look for problems. Okay? Can I find problems every second? Yes, I can find problems every second. So once I identify a problem, once I can find a solution to that problem, I have an opportunity. Okay, all right? So are there problems? If I look right, left, and center, I will see problems everywhere. The only challenge is that if I have a capacity to find solution to that problem. But there are problems everywhere. So one of the best ways to find opportunities, business opportunities, is just look out for problems. It might be the problems you have yourself, okay? It might be the problems that people around you have. It might be the problems you notice. So this is the simple way of finding opportunities in the marketplace. Find problems.
Okay, now I want you to speak to this area of copyright, and patents for, even a business, start. And how are you able to sort that area out so that people will not just steal your idea and replicate it?
Okay, so the first thing is that you need to find out if your idea is even patentable, if you can patent it. It's not all ideas, that are, you can patent. In fact, the truth of the matter is that one of the ways that you actually find opportunity is to copy. Okay, yeah, so if you find an idea that is doing well somewhere, all right, okay, and it's not anywhere in your geographical space, what do? Okay, you import it, all right? I tell people, the Bible says borrow vessels and add your own oil. you know. So copying is actually allowed, yeah, but you must bring your own uniqueness. Are you following that? And that's where it comes to, you know, when identifying the needs, all right? Because the first thing is that there's actually a need, but the second thing is that is there anybody addressing the need today? All right, what is the gap? Okay, so there's an addressed need in the marketplace, there's unaddressed need in the marketplace. All right, so for you to be able to create a niche for yourself, okay, and that's why you must do the investigation to know that yes, this need exists is the first step. The second step is that are those needs being addressed? Are they being addressed effectively? Because for you to have an innovation, you must find out, you know, the unaddressed need in the marketplace. The needs are not met right now, and that's what gives you an edge. And that's where you begin to talk about patent and copyright. All right, but if you play in a space where, you know, what they call the red ocean, very likely you're going to struggle. So you need to identify a need for yourself, because if you don't do that, the only way you can compete is on pricing. You know, and when you are not Walmarts, there's no way that you can compete effectively on pricing. So what I tell people is that find an unmet need, or find what they call a latent need. A latent need is a need that the customer have in the marketplace, but they're not even aware that they have it.
Wow.
All right. Okay. And so those needs can be found by observation. So that's why it's important that in trying to identify, you know, a need, you either interview the customers or you go and observe them. So when you observe them, you can observe that there's something they are going through that they're not even aware. Okay, and that's why Apple is a market leader. Apple uses technology and, you know, this kind of observation to bring a need that the customer does not even know that they have. All right, so once you get to that, so for you to have an innovation, there must be an unaddressed need that you're trying to, okay? So what I see in the market is that this guy is doing well, okay, let me go into that business. For example, you know, I have, you know, two groups I'm working with right now. They wanted to develop, okay, a fintech app, okay, and they came to me and said, look, you know, we want to develop this app, you know, and what we know that this is the market leader. We want to replicate what the market leader is doing. And I said that before you even finish developing the product, the market leader will have wasted your money. So what we need to do is to go to the market and find out what the needs that the market leader is not meeting right now. Okay, so that we can concentrate in it, because people need to find a reason, okay, to leave the existing service provider and move to you without a justifiable reason except price. And if you compete on price, all the other, you know, the existing guys need to do is just drop their price and you're out of the market.
Well done.
So that you understand that.
Amazing. You know, I just want to celebrate you. If you just joined us, I've been with my friend Adegoke. We're looking at leadership and product ideation. I just have two more questions because you've done very well. Now, you have a product that you're pushing out into the market right now. Can you tell us about it quickly?
Okay, so the product is in this respect, okay, so it's a product ideation for innovators, either, you know, startups, and so what are we doing? What is the process? We help you identify what are the opportunities in the marketplace, all right, which is need identification. What are the needs that are not being met right now, okay? So once that is identified, the next thing we do is we do what we call, need decomposition. All right, so you need to break down the needs. All right, why you need to decompose the need? Because, all right, every of those components of those needs has multiple solution options. All right, so you need to come up with the best solution. Yeah, so that's why I tell people that when they find the opportunity, it's not enough to say I imagine a solution, because there are 101 solutions, you know, that can solve that problem. The problem is that the question is which one is the best solution option. So once you do need decomposition, you can come up, okay, with a solution options, and at the end of the day, you have a prototype. Even the prototype is not your product. The prototype is for you to use to make more inquiry to go and find out from the customers if this is what, so that's the process. Then after that, okay, once you understand the need, the next thing you need to do is that you come up with a value proposition that meets those needs. So you need to find out that for every of those listings, there's a value proposition. Again, the value proposition, I said that you are not even there yet. You need to come up with a business model. So what is the most effective way to create this value? All right? At the best cost. All right? So what is my key activity? What is my key resources? Who are my key partners? And what kind of relationship do I have with them? Which of them is the best and has the optimal cost? That's the first thing, to create the value proposition. The next thing is that how do I, deliver, okay, this value to the customers? What are my channels? What are the kind of customer relationship I have? Okay, all right. What channels am I using? Your sales channel, your distribution channel. Okay. How am I creating relationship with customers? How am I maintaining relationship with customers? That's the second part. More importantly, you can deliver. Okay, you can create value. You can deliver it. But more importantly, you also need to capture value from the market, which is why you are in business. All right. So this is your business model. All right. And I tell people, it's not your product that disrupts the market. It's not your value proposition that disrupts the market. What disrupts the market is your business model. How you create value, how you deliver value, and how you capture value in the market. Until you have the best business model, you are not going to disrupt your market. I give you an example. Okay, Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is the best engine manufacturer in the world. In fact, they manufacture engine, okay, for all the aircraft manufacturers. So almost all the aircraft we see carry the Rolls-Royce engine. But Rolls-Royce could not survive as a producer and seller of engine. Okay, they had to tweak their business model. Why? Because the aircraft manufacturer don't have the resources, okay, to buy Rolls-Royce engine at once. So Rolls-Royce has to come with a business model, even though they are a manufacturing company. Okay, they came in with a rental service, okay, business model. So what they do is that they give their engine free of charge, okay, to the aircraft manufacturer. And as long as your aircraft begin to fly, every hour that your aircraft fly, what happens? You pay rentals for the engine. So this is what make Rolls-Royce, disrupt the market. And after that, what happened? They had a viable business because the customers can now afford their engine, with this business model. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so that's an example. Another example that people can. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want us to just take two more questions. Now concerning your book, can you just speak on your book for a few minutes and yeah.
Okay, so with the problem I have seen, okay, I have had myself. My book deals with just two aspects. The first one is the mindset of what business is all about. I call it the value thinker mindset. Okay, that's what the book is all about. What is the mindset of what business is all about? A lot of people struggle in business because they have the wrong mindset. Most people come into business because they want to make money. That is what business is. That's not the goal of business. The goal of business is to bring value to the marketplace. Money is what you get in return. I give you an example. I read a quote when I was doing the book from Oprah Winfrey. Oprah said, "The reason I've been so financially successful is because my focus has never been 1 minute money." Okay, and I was asked myself, I didn't know of Oprah network before, but I asked, what does financial success mean to this woman? So I went to Google her network. As at 2019, when I was doing the book, Oprah net worth was $2.7 billion US. And she said, the reason I've been so financially successful is because my focus has never been 1 minute money. And I started asking myself, what is business all about? So business is about finding the needs of the people, meeting the needs of the people, and you get money in return. So that's the first aspect of the book. The second aspect of the book deals with the 5-phase value thinker business building model. This is the model that shows you how do you start, how do you discover, a business opportunity, which I think that is a primary, job of an entrepreneur. How do you, discover a business idea on demand? As you go about your daily life, you see situations and you can recognize that this is a business idea. That's the first phase. The second phase is what we call the product ideation, which is the product development. How do you develop a product that the market cannot resist? All right, and this is where we talk about the concept of minimum viable product, so that you don't spend all your time, all your effort, all your resources, trying to create a product that the market does not want. So that's the start phase. It's about starting without all the money. All you need is the minimum viable product in terms of effort, in terms of money, in terms of resources, to test the market and be sure that the market wants, what you are trying to create. So after you have had a successful product development, the next phase is the build phase. This is where you begin to build a business. I did a video the last time. I said you don't need a business plan, to start a business, because at your start phase you are doing product development. You don't have a business yet. It's only when you are sure that the product is what the market wants that you build a business around the product, right? But at the start phase, you don't need a business plan. But people go around trying to do a business plan when they are doing product development. Your product is not your business, so a business plan will not work when you are at the product development stage. It's after you have developed your product, you are sure that the product is what people want. That's when you move to the next phase, which is the phase of building the business. That's where you can talk about, the business plan, because now you are building the business. So that's the third phase. The fourth phase is when you systemize your business processes. All right, because the whole idea is that you want to set up a business that will work without you. Yeah. All right, I tell people, when you have a business that you must always be there before it works, you have a job. So the goal is to build systems, that people. Yeah. So what you're going to end up with is that systems are running your business and people are running, the system. All right, so you are not people dependent, you are system dependent. So once you have a prototype that's working, the next phase is to scale, which is, so you can scale by doing. That's why you find out that companies like McDonald's, the bank, so they have a prototype branch which they replicate. So once you have a prototype working, then you can replicate it, either through franchise or by your own efforts or by bringing in investor, because now you have something that works. That's basically what the book is all about.
Awesome. Wow. We've really had a wonderful time with Adegoke and Neke, looking at leadership and product ideation. And this is the backbone of any business. If you can get it right at the ideation stage, you can be rest assured that the business will be on autopilot. And thank you for speaking to this very, very important area of building business, because even as a leader, leaders show up and sometimes they get frustrated because the products that they are pushing into the market, no one is picking it up, and the service, there's lack of patronage. And there's nothing as frustrating as setting up a business with millions of dollars, and you're not really getting that bottom line in terms of profit. So thank you. In closing, I want you just to speak directly to the camera. Maybe someone anywhere listening to the replay or listening right now, something that you need, you feel that somebody out there needs to hear. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so I think what I want to encourage everyone going to business is that, you need a hand holding. You need somebody, to guide you. I cannot, understate the role that mentors and coaches have played in my life. The reason I'm sitting down here, sitting here today talking to you is because I learned from the best in the world. All right. So I want to encourage you, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to, to go out there and begin to try and figure it out yourself when you have people who know what to do. Okay, I tell people, in fact, lately, when you are not ready to pay for my knowledge, all right, I will not waste my time with you. You know, because one of my mentors told me that only people that pay attention.
Wow.
Okay, I give you an example. He has a mastermind that they pay $25,000, okay, per annum. He says anytime he brings his family people to be part of the mastermind, why other people that pay $25,000 are creating $1 million businesses, his family people that attended the mastermind for free can't create anything. So he says, look, if you really want to help people, you know, help people that want to pay, because only people that pay attention. So my message for them, if you want, you know, to run faster, okay, you need to pay for somebody to handhold you in form of coaches, mentors, and you can, you know, I can assure you that, you know, your results, you know, will be obvious.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been sharing the platform with my friend and my brother, a business incubator, leadership coach, and an entrepreneur emeritus, Isaac and Nikki. I just want you to drop your contacts. How can they reach you for those who are interested in reaching out to you?
Okay, I mean, they can reach me on Instagram. I'm on at Hyacinth Aneke. All right, that's it. They can reach me on my on Facebook. You know, Hyacinth Aneke. If you want to email me, you can email me at hyacinth.aneke@balocrador.com. So those are the areas you can reach me. All right, and you can also reach me through Goke. Once you reach Goke, you can also reach me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it's been another session of Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 54th edition, Leadership and Product Ideation. It's been massive. It's been awesome. I want to thank those who have tuned in and joined us on this platform. We want to appreciate you, and we trust that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. So bye-bye, everyone. Till next time. It's been wonderful. Thank you. Yeah.